Once upon a time, in a small village nestled beneath the Karo Mountains, there lived a young man named Elian. He was about 20 years old, the son of a blacksmith. Each day, the sound of hammer and fire echoed through the workshop, iron striking iron, like 1,000 thoughts colliding inside his mind. Elian often felt as if a small storm lived within his chest. No one could see it, but it stirred every morning before the sunlight reached his window. He thought about the things he had done wrong, the words he should never have said, the dreams that hadn't yet taken shape, and the quiet fear of a tomorrow that had not yet come. He worked, ate, slept, and woke up again like a wheel that kept turning, never knowing where it was going. He began to fear the mornings because morning meant another day had come and his mind would once again be filled with noise. One day, a traveler passed through the village. He told a story that on the northern hill lived a hermit, a man who had once been a monk, who had walked through great cities, then left everything behind to live quietly among the pine trees. People said that whoever came to seek him would receive a silent answer and leave with peace in their hearts. Elian, driven more by curiosity than faith, decided to go. He climbed the hill, walking through meadows wet with morning dew, listening to the wind sweeping through the trees like distant whispers from another world. He finally saw the small house, its moss-covered roof, a thin blue smoke rising gently from the chimney. A strange calm filled his heart, though he couldn't explain why. On the porch sat an old man with silver hair. He didn't speak, didn't look up, and showed no surprise at the sight of a stranger. Elian bowed and spoke, his voice tired and rough. "Sir, my mind never finds peace. It runs everywhere. I want to be still, but the harder I try, the more tangled I become." The old man looked up. His eyes were clear like the surface of an autumn lake. He said softly, "In that case, I have a small task for you. Take this jar." On the table stood a clay jar with a narrow mouth, filled with water all the way to the brim. The old man continued, "Walk around the lake. When you return, do not spill even a single drop." Elian looked at the jar, then at the uneven path ahead. "Still," he nodded. He began to walk, careful as if holding his own soul in his hands. Every breeze made the surface of the water tremble, and every uneven step made his heart tighten. He didn't dare look at the sky, didn't dare look at the flowers. His eyes stayed fixed on the still water. The path around the lake felt endless. The sun pressed gently on his shoulders. He could hear frogs, birds, and the sound of water brushing against the shore, yet all of it faded away until only his footsteps and breathing remained. When Elian returned, the jar was still as full as when he had left. Overjoyed, he said, "Sir, I did it. I didn't spill a single drop." The old man smiled gently. "Did you see the bird that dove into the lake a moment ago?" Elian shook his head. "Did you hear the fisherman's flute from across the water?" He hesitated for a second. "No, I only looked at the jar." The old man nodded, placing his rough, veined hand on Elian's shoulder. "You see, when the eyes and the mind focus on just one thing, the whole world becomes quiet. There is no past, no future, only the still water. And you." He looked out toward the lake, where the sunlight was slowly fading across the rippling waves. Peace is never something people lack, Elin. They just forget where to find it. It isn't hidden in the deep forest, nor in books, nor in advice. It lives in every breath you take, every step you walk, every drop of water you hold. Elin stood there for a long time. The wind moved through his hair, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth into his lungs. In that moment, he realized the sky had never been noisy. It was only his mind that carried too many voices. And peace, he finally understood, was never about making the world stop moving. It was about no longer being swept away by it. Elin bowed and thanked the old man, then began his journey home. The path was the same as before, but each step now felt like a new breath. The sound of his father's hammer in the forge, the barking of dogs, the voices calling to one another in the market, all of it was still there. Yet, within Elin, the small storm had passed. He carried that clay jar with him for the rest of his life, not to drink from, but to remember. As long as I can still see the calm water within myself, I know I am truly alive. If this story found a quiet place in your heart, take a breath and keep that calm within you. If you'd like to hear more stories like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Your small action might bring peace to someone who needs it today.